All right, what's up, everyone? Sorry for the crappy audio. This is going to be crappy audio just because I'm still not where all my equipment is and all of that. So if you hear background noise or if there's other stuff going on, whatever, And obviously the production, as you guys are seeing, isn't what you guys are normally used to. So sorry about that as well. But I wanted to talk about something here. I'll be back to regular production pretty soon here, guys. So just look out for that in the next week or so. But either way, let's talk about this whole Switch Pro thing because this has just been, and I hear some chickens in the background. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's talk about this Switch Pro stuff because there's been more rumors floating around. There's been people talking about this left and right. This Switch Pro stuff, it's like every single 2 or 3 months, somebody has to say something about a Switch Pro. Switch Pro this, Switch Pro that, next Switch, next gen Switch, the next Xbox and the next PlayStation are coming out. Nintendo needs a 15 teraflop portable system that somehow has every single thing and then some if they want to get third-party support. You guys just hear it all the time, and it's like whatever at this point. So let's talk about this, shall we, boys and girls? So there is another, there's an article. I'll have the link for you guys in the description below so you guys can check that out. They're claiming that there is a retail chain, according to their sources, that there's going to be mass production of a new Switch model in 2020. Once again, the link for that will be in the description below. You guys can check that out. I read it. It's just one of those anonymous type of things. I mean, somewhat anonymous, I guess. I mean, it is a site that I guess has gotten some stuff before, but I mean, I don't know their track record. I can't look it up. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but let's talk about this because it is very possible that Nintendo does release some type of new Switch model, but is it going to be like what people are thinking? And that's where I have to sit here and say, we need to calm down and look at everything. Like, look at all the facts, look at what's going on here, look at like everything. And is Nintendo going to be one of those companies really that releases some type of super powerful mid-gen refresh with a system? They've never done that before. I mean, that's something that Microsoft and Sony do, right? We saw that with the Xbox One X, we saw that with the PlayStation 4 Pro, and that's great and all, but we have not seen that with anything that Nintendo has decided to do. Now, we have seen from Nintendo that they release a more powerful modular system, and what I mean by that is like their portable systems, right? You have something like the new Nintendo 3DS, for example, or even the DSi. That was more powerful, had more RAM, all that good stuff, added a whole eShop, digital stuff. So, I mean, it does seem plausible that Nintendo could be doing something like that, but is it going to be the full effect that some people, because there's pretty much two camps, man. This is taking me back in the day. This is like seriously taking me back in the day, the Nvidia versus AMD. You have the one side that says, oh yeah, there's going to be this big, huge Nintendo remodel and it's going to be powerful and it's going to be able to do this, that, and that. And then you have the other side that's saying, no, it's probably just going to be something smaller, just going to be like a light revision, or maybe nothing even at all. And you know what? I learned my lesson from that time. I got bodied for picking a side or two. So I'm not going to really pick definitively because nobody knows exactly. I mean, there are some people that know. Nintendo knows what they're going to do, but most people don't know what's going on. So I'm going to sit here and probably say this. I think that Nintendo is going to release some type of revision that's more powerful, but is it going to be up to what people's expectations are or what some people are thinking with all this power and stuff like that? Probably not, guys. All right, probably not. It's probably going to be something that's more in line with like a new Nintendo 3DS, which is a little bit of a power bump, but nothing to write home about, nothing to be crazy about, nothing to really just sit there and say, oh yeah, this is the biggest new thing or anything like that. Like, I think Nintendo's going to wait and they're going to release like a real next gen Nintendo Switch within the next 2 to 3 years after that. I just don't think that they can release something that's going to be as powerful as what people are thinking and actually have it to be a good price, because you have to have it to where it switches maybe. I mean, maybe not. Heck, the Nintendo Switch Lite doesn't, but I would think that if you're going to sell a premium model of the Nintendo Switch, that it's going to have the main type of gimmick baked into it, which would be portable play. And if you look at it, the Switch itself, it was built to be able to be played anywhere, no matter what, and that is the case with the Switch Lite. So could there be a docked Switch, and that's like the Switch Pro? It's possible. It's possible for Nintendo to do that as well, because I have seen that theory kind of come up. But I mean, with the next systems coming, like you have a docked Switch that, that's just docked, and Like, you play that, is that something that's going to be appealing for $499 or for $399 for some people? Maybe, maybe not, but I'm not so sure about it. I'm really not so sure about it. So I'm looking at it this way, guys. I'm looking at it this way. I'm thinking that Nintendo is probably going to release some type of revision or something, maybe a better quality Switch that has some extra bells and whistles here and there, maybe has a bit more power, but I'm thinking definitely more on the side of the new Nintendo 3DS than anything else. But this report is interesting because it reminds me of a lot of the stuff that was happening with the Nintendo Switch. Originally, some people were saying, oh yeah, it's going to be 2016. It's going to be 2016 because of supply chains and rumors with that. And it ended up being 2017. So could this be moved over to 2021? Absolutely. Yes, but the dates for this stuff can always change. Nothing is always guaranteed. Stuff can move around, guys. So it's not something that's just a easy, okay, it's going to happen no matter what. Like, it's going to be this thing or another thing, guys. So that's the one thing that I just want to make sure that I stress here, because there's too many people that are saying, oh, well, because of this rumor, and this rumor, that means that it's going to be fact that this is going to be coming at this point. And that's just not the case. That's just not the case. We have to wait and see. And if you're looking at what, like the next gen systems, right, we're hearing about these teraflop counts and all that. I think it's going to be really hard for Nintendo to put together something that's going to be feasible. Like, let's say, like, last battery life wise, or even just price wise, with what people are trying to line up. I just don't think it's going to be that. I think Nintendo's going to wait a bit more, let some newer components get cheaper, and then release like that next gen model Nintendo Switch within the next 2 to 3 years that really kind of does some pretty crazy stuff. But I do think that a revision or another line in the Switch family of systems is definitely possible. Heck, even look at the Switch Lite. Some people felt that that wasn't going to be a thing, but getting the Switch cheaper was very important, for Nintendo. It was very important for Nintendo. It was very important for consumers. Because believe it or not, a lot of you guys say, oh, well, we're hardcore gamers. We'll spend any amount on all like these video games and all that. But the majority of people probably want a cheaper system or want the option for that. And if you're a parent, you definitely don't want to be spending that amount of money on your kids most of the time. That's the reason why the Switch Lite is doing so well, guys. Even though it has a fraction of the features of a regular Switch, it's doing well because parents want to buy it for their kids, and it's doing well because people just want to have cheap systems to be able to play stuff. Not everybody can afford these systems and these games and everything that comes with it. So there's going to be those options for those people. So I think that that's the important thing with this, at least for Nintendo, that from what I've seen from all of the times that Nintendo has been making systems and stuff, like having affordable systems has always been something Nintendo's done, even with their higher end stuff like a new Nintendo 3DS or whatever it is. Usually they just go cheaper, right? Usually they just go cheaper with their systems, but we're gonna have to wait and see on this one. I'm excited to kind of see more, guys. I'm excited to kind of get back to the lab, once I get back, but I'm still kind of taking my time, on my little bit of a break that I'm doing. But like I said, we'll be back pretty soon here with more content for you guys. But what are you guys' thoughts on this Nintendo Switch Pro stuff? What are you guys' thoughts on what's going on here with everything, man? Like, do you guys think that Nintendo Switch Pro is coming? Do you guys think it's not? And what are you guys' thoughts on what Nintendo can do to launch the system with, right? I mean, if you look at like the Nintendo Switch Lite, for example, that launched like a bunch of games, right? I mean, you had the Pokemon Switch Lite. There wasn't really a real bundle, but that was there. Obviously, it came out in the same month as like Link's Awakening. There was Ni no Kuni. There was Daemon X Machina. There was just like a bunch of games that were released in that September month in order to help push sales and in order to help move things along. So, I mean, some people have brought up something like Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. I mean, you have No More Heroes. There are a number of core games out there that could probably, be more suited to this Nintendo Switch Pro and all of that. So I do think that it's definitely possible that we see something like that, man. But we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait and see on it. We don't know what Nintendo's going to do. But if there was, it would be really sick though, guys. If there was this, it would be like a Nintendo Switch Pro model or a higher grade Nintendo Switch with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, or maybe they just launch it around the same time. The sequel for it. I mean, that's definitely possible. They did it with the Switch Lite, right? They did it with the Switch Lite. I mean, some people even said it was a missed opportunity for Nintendo to bundle it with it. But I was just like, if people want the Switch Lite and they want Link's Awakening, they're gonna do it. But obviously you have your collectors and everything like that. People really did buy that Pokemon Switch Lite. That was pretty cool for people to go out there and pick up. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm committing to anything so far when it comes down to it, but we'll see exactly what Nintendo decides to do at the end of the day. So what are you guys' thoughts on this, man, when it comes down to this whole thing? I'd love to hear what you guys got to say in the comment section below. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and once again, sorry for the background noise and the bad audio quality. We'll be back to full steam in just a bit, guys, but thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you check out all my videos for the past week or so that I did. I did a bunch of videos. Check those out if you have not watched them already. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.